Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Please remember to hit like and subscribe so that we can continue to provide you great content. Okay, it is time. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round as we embark on a journey through the life of General John Bell Hood, a man whose military career was as audacious as a fox in a henhouse and, at times, just as chaotic. From his early days as a cadet to his infamous battlefield blunders, Hood's story is a blend of bravery, boldness, and a series of oops moments that left historians scratching their heads. Born on June 1, 1831, in the quaint town of Owings-Swilley, Kentucky, young John Bell Hood was destined for a life of adventure. Despite his father's hopes for a more conventional career, perhaps as a doctor or a lawyer, Hood had his sights set on the military. With the help of his uncle, U.S. Representative Richard French, he secured a spot at the United States Military Academy at West Point. There, he graduated 44th out of 52 in the class of 1853, proving that while he wasn't exactly teacher's pet, he was persistent enough to make it through. After graduation, Hood served in various frontier posts, including stints in California and Texas. When the Civil War erupted, he cast his lot with the Confederacy, resigning from the U.S. Army in April 1861. Starting as a cavalry captain, Hood's aggressive tactics and fearless demeanor quickly earned him promotions. By 1862, he was leading the Texas Brigade, where his men, impressed by his tenacity, might have coined the phrase, "Everything's bigger in Texas," including our general's audacity. Hood's penchant for bold moves often led him into precarious situations. At the Battle of Gettysburg in July 1863, he sustained severe injuries, rendering his left arm nearly useless. Not one to be deterred by a little thing like a limp limb, Hood returned to action only to be grievously wounded at the Battle of Chickamauga in September 1863, resulting in the amputation of his right leg. Some might say he was giving an arm and a leg for the Confederate cause. Quite literally. In July 1864, Confederate President Jefferson Davis, perhaps impressed by Hood's resilience or his ability to survive himself, promoted him to full general and placed him in command of the Army of Tennessee. Tasked with defending Atlanta against Union General William T. Sherman, Hood's aggressive strategies often resulted in high casualties without significant gains. His tactics were so audacious that one historian quipped, replacing Johnston with Hood was probably the single largest mistake that either government made during the war. Ouch. One of Hood's most infamous decisions came on November 30th, 1864, at the Battle of Franklin in Tennessee. Frustrated by his inability to halt the Union advance, Hood ordered a frontal assault across 2 miles of open ground against well-entrenched Union forces. The result was devastating. Over 6,000 Confederate casualties, including the loss of 14 generals. It was a tactical blunder so profound that military historians still use it as a case study in how not to conduct warfare. As one observer noted, Hood's attack has been referred to as the last grand charge of the war. Unfortunately, it was grand in scale but disastrous in execution. After the war, Hood traded his military uniform for civilian attire, settling in New Orleans. He ventured into the cotton brokerage and insurance businesses, perhaps hoping that the world of commerce would be less perilous than the battlefield. Tragically, in 1879, a yellow fever epidemic claimed his life, as well as the lives of his wife and eldest child, leaving behind 10 orphaned children. It was a somber end for a man whose life had been a roller coaster of highs and lows. General John Bell Hood's legacy is a complex tapestry of courage, impetuosity, and a series of decisions that serve as cautionary tales for military strategists. While his bravery and rapid rise through the ranks showcased his dedication, his aggressive tactics often led to unnecessary losses. As one critic succinctly put it, if there is one general that could be considered as having single-handedly lost the Civil War for the Confederates, it's Hood. In the end, Hood's life reminds us that while fortune may favor the bold, it doesn't always guarantee their success. Sometimes it's wise to look before you leap, or in Hood's case, charge.